Gamification adds a layer of interactivity and enjoyment that can make the user experience more enjoyable and more memorable. It transforms passive consumption into an active, rewarding experience. Welcome back to On The Horizon. This is Melrose Michaels. I am your host, and I'm here to share what's worked for me in building my adult creator business to try to make building yours just a little bit easier. Let's get into today's episode. Unlock a power play, transforming your fan site into a thriving community with gamification. It can make all of the difference to your fan base and to your bottom line, gamifying the experience. So today, we're not just going to talk about why it makes a difference, but also how to start implementing it. So what is gamification? Gamification is the act of gamifying something. And I feel like this is a good place to kind of kick off this conversation. This refers to the application of game design elements and game principles to non-game context. This approach kind of aims to enhance the user's engagement, participation, and motivation by incorporating aspects such as point scoring, competition, or achievements, also things like rules of play and rewards, into activities that traditionally might not use those elements. Gamification leverages the psychology predisposition towards gaming to encourage desired behaviors in an entertaining or interactive way, making tasks that would otherwise be mundane a lot more engaging or enjoyable. It's a widely used tactic in various fields, including education, marketing, health, fitness, business, the list goes on and on. But the point is to achieve goals such as increased user engagement, improved learning outcomes, enhanced creativity, and stronger customer or fan loyalty. All things that you, listening, could likely benefit from on your fan site or OnlyFans page. So let's discuss the positives of gamification a bit more in detail, because I want everyone that's listening to understand why this is a good idea before I can suggest ways for you to do it. So the first reason to implement gamification is for enhanced engagement. One of the questions I personally get asked the most often is, how can I get my fans to be more engaged on my platform? They never like or comment on my posts, or they hardly reply to my DMs. This is one of the best ways to enhance engagement across your page. Gamification introduces elements of fun or challenge or competition, and that encourages users to interact more deeply and more frequently with your content. This increased engagement can lead to higher retention rates, as users will have more reasons to return and participate. The other question I get asked a ton is, how do I retain my fans for longer? Because we all know how hard it is to get a user to your fan site in the beginning anyway, more or less getting them to actually click subscribe. So there's a huge importance on how you retain them for as long as possible after that point, right? That's where gamification can help, because it often leads to increased loyalty. So by rewarding users for their engagement and participation, gamification fosters kind of the sense of loyalty towards the platform and the creator. Achievements, badges, rewards, they all create a sense of accomplishment and belonging amongst your users, making them more likely to stay subscribed and stay active. Now, oddly enough, a question that I'm almost never asked by creators, even though I think it's one of the most important ones, is, how can I improve my fans' experience on my platform? Even though ultimately that might be the million-dollar question, gamifying your fan site is one way of answering it, because it leads to an improved user experience. Gamification adds a layer of interactivity and enjoyment that can make the user experience more enjoyable and more memorable. It transforms passive consumption into an active, rewarding experience, enhancing overall satisfaction with the platform and the experience with the creator themselves. A lot of you listening that have known me for some time, you know that I got my start in live webcam. I did that pretty much consistently for 8 years before I pivoted to premium Snapchat, and then eventually, like everyone else, the fan site model. But the live webcam business model is such an important part of my story, because at that time, and even now, it remains one of the strongest and fastest ways to build a community. But it's not the only way. Gamifying your fan site can also result in community building. Gamified experiences often encourage interaction among users, fostering the sense of community and belonging. This can be particularly valuable on fan sites, where shared interests and active participation can lead to a vibrant, supportive community. I'd even argue that creators who focus on community building as a priority have the strongest fan bases and the highest earning potential, because a fan that views themselves as a part of something or identifies themselves with a collective group, that fan sticks around long-term and spends more, and offers another level of support when you diversify into other businesses. Now, the next way gamification can benefit your fan site business is one of my personal favorites. It can assist in data collection and gathering insights. Engagement through gamified elements can provide valuable data on user experiences, preferences, behaviors, and engagement patterns. This information can be used to tailor the content you send to fans. It can improve their experience, and it can inform marketing strategies for you in the future, ultimately leading to a better business decision and better business direction overall for you as the creator. The next reason to gamify is actually a pretty simple one. It's differentiation. In a crowded market, there are tons of us adult creators, so offering a gamified experience can differentiate one creator from the sea of others. Unique, engaging experiences can attract new users and retain existing ones, providing a competitive edge of sorts. It can be hard to stand out when the core value of what we do is provide explicit content, but we can differentiate how we deliver it, and it's worth considering how to make that special. Now, this may be one of the most obvious reasons to gamify, and maybe I don't even need to mention it, but it's the monetization opportunities. Gamification can introduce new ways to monetize content beyond the traditional subscription models. For example, exclusive rewards, content, or experiences can be offered as incentives for additional purchases or higher levels of engagement. This is usually the main way that people think about gamification. They don't often look at kind of the core factor of what makes gamifying your fan site so powerful, and that's behavioral motivation. Gamification leverages psychological principles, such as the desire for achievement, recognition, and competition, to motivate user behavior. This can lead to increased content creation, sharing, and overall platform activity. You can train your fans on how to engage and interact with you, but in order to do that effectively, you need this final component of gamification, and that is using a feedback loop. The immediate feedback provided by gamified elements, such as earning a badge or leveling up, so to speak, can be incredibly satisfying to your users and fans. This positive reinforcement encourages continued engagement and participation. You need some sort of payoff in the end so that your fans have something to look forward to. Closing that feedback loop is how you do it. So now that you understand how gamifying fan experiences can be significantly beneficial and enhance the value and appeal of your fan site, both for the users and for the creators, let's talk about kind of how we can strategically approach this and actually implement it. If you're enjoying this podcast episode so far, please take one moment to share it with another one of your adult content creator friends, because you know what the rule is here. We do not gatekeep, and we want to make as many adult creators' businesses as easy as possible. And you sharing this episode with them might do exactly that. Thanks so much in advance. We were just getting to the practical, tangible ways to implement gamification across your OnlyFans or whatever adult platform or fan site you call home. So let's start with a really easy one: achievement badges. Now, it's important to understand that this one can be faked by fans, but it can still be a net gain in terms of usefulness to you as a creator. You can offer badges or for various forms of achievement, such as subscribing for a certain number of months or engaging on every post. All of these are ways that you can reward behavior you want to incite more of. You can even do things like fans who are the first to comment on every new post over a set period of time. Whatever the goal is, that's what you're going to reward. But I know what you're thinking. How do I offer badges? Well, on OnlyFans and most platforms, the easiest way you could do this is by editing your fans' username on your end or asking them to write and edit their username on their end once they've earned a badge. But for this to work, you'll also need to inform your fan base that you have an emoji key somewhere that informs them what each emoji or badge would mean. You can either do this by mass messaging the emoji key to everyone or just having it pinned to a post on your OF feed. Ultimately, the point of the badges is to encourage ongoing engagement and reward loyalty while signaling to other fans that there's value in performing whatever activity earned those fans the badge to begin with. Now, that's not my favorite one, and these are going to get better as they go on, so stick with me here. Another way to implement gamification is with tiered memberships. Now, I know what you're probably thinking with this one. There isn't a way to do this on OnlyFans. However, there actually is. You can create lists on OnlyFans and segment out a certain group of fans and users that treat that list as if it's a higher tier on your fan site. Now, on the flip side, some fan site platforms like Fansly, for example, do have the ability to have tiered subscriptions built right into their UI. Basically, it allows you as a creator to make levels of membership where users can unlock new benefits, whether that's content or interactions, as they move up in tiers. Progression can be based on subscription duration, amount of money spent, or engagement level. Now, imagine if once a fan was subscribed for, say, 6 months or 1 year, they get moved up to a different tier of your fan site, allowing them exclusive content that isn't available on previous tiers. Imagine what that could do for your overall fan retention. It would keep fans subscribed for longer, trying to unlock the next tier of your page because they'd be super curious to see what's behind it. Meanwhile, you get to keep cashing in on the subscription rebills month over month over month until they do. The idea is to motivate users to increase their level of interaction with you and their investment into you and your platform because you reward it. Another great way to gamify is with exclusive content challenges. As a creator, at any time, you can host challenges or contests where the reward is exclusive content or personal shout out or a fan site or a one-on-one video call, you name it. The challenges could involve creating fan art, writing the best video review or testimonial, or participating the most in the comment section. The overall goal of this is being able to foster community spirit and reward creative engagement. Now, this leads us to another option, although this one I will say is a more time-intense one, and that's implementing point systems. You could implement a point system where your users or fans, subscribers, earn points for engaging with content, likes and comments, referring friends, or renewing subscriptions even. Points can be redeemed for exclusive content, maybe merchandise, or special privileges. A great way to do this, and how I would deploy it, is that you could tell fans that they would rack up 1 point per like that they perform on a post, and maybe 2 points per comment that they leave on a post on your page. These points can be converted into dollars. You can set the currency exchange rate however you'd like, and then you can send them free content in the DMs instead of locked, and they can pay for it using their points that they've accumulated. The only downside of this, of course, is tracking it. You could, however, make the fans send screenshots to you of their engagement on your posts instead of you having to monitor each and every one. So say they send you screenshots of the post they liked and commented, and it equals whatever your currency exchange rate is, maybe $15. Then you send them the video that's a cost or what you would normally price it at, being $15. They get the free content, and you didn't have to track it manually. That's likely how I'd go about this personally. The point where this is useful is that it encourages a wide variety of engagement interactions on the platform. And that is going to serve you in the long term because whenever a new subscriber comes to the page, they're going to see other fans' behaviors of being super engaged and super involved, and they're going to try to replicate that. They're going to try to do the same. The next way to gamify, this is one of my favorites because mainly it's super easy for you as a creator to do. And OnlyFans and most other platforms, they readily provide us with this information. So what is it? Well, it's leaderboards. You can use leaderboards to showcase the most active, loyal, or the highest spending members on your fan site. Leaderboards can reset monthly to give everyone a fair chance at competing. And in your OnlyFans statistics specifically, you can sort your fan data to see who your top fans are or your top 10 spenders are each month. Then what I would do, and what I've done in the past, is create a pinned post that highlights the top 10 fans who were the biggest spenders in the last 30 days. I even tag them with their username in the post itself so they get notified of it. This sort of public recognition via a leaderboard fosters competition amongst users and often increases their spending. Another way to gamify fan sites is by rewarding the users who've taken the time to truly get to know you and your brand. And one way that you can do this is with interactive quizzes and polls. You can offer quizzes and polls that allow users to engage with your content or information in a fun way. Rewards can be given for participation or achieving high scores, whichever you'd like. The fans that know what your favorite movie is, or the fans that remember an inside joke from the last time you were live on cam, whatever it might be, if they get to know you and your brand, that shows that they're engaged, participating, and paying attention. So using quizzes and polls to reward that attention to detail is going to be extremely valuable. Using the features, some of which are built into OnlyFans and most other platforms, like poll and quiz buttons, goes a long way with fans. However, it remains that it's also one of the most underutilized features that I see creators engaging with themselves. But by incorporating these, you can increase the interaction while making it fun and making it informative and making it worthwhile to do. The next way you can gamify your page is actually the one that I see used most often, although creators probably don't recognize that they're doing it or that it's a gamification at all. What I'm talking about is special events and live Q&A sessions. At any time on your fan site or platform of choice, you could be hosting special events, live Q&A sessions, or just live shows that are unlocked through engagement or achievements. This can also be exclusive to a certain membership tier or a certain OnlyFans list. Remember how I said on OnlyFans, you can have tiers in the way that you create lists and treat them like tiers. You can also do live streams to only those specific lists on OnlyFans, meaning you can gatekeep those live shows or those Q&As to certain tiered fans only, should you choose to. This is just another way that you as a creator can offer unique experiences as rewards for engagement, loyalty, or fan spending. Another way creators often unknowingly gamify their pages is with early access or sneak peeks. Most creators, they simply offer the ability to pre-order videos, right? But before they're actually filmed. But what if you thought to approach this entirely differently, and instead you gave loyal subscribers or high-spending subs early access to content or sneak peeks of the upcoming material? They would feel valued and constantly have content that they're looking forward to seeing in the pipeline. That in and of itself will improve your retention of fans because they got a sneak peek of something that is coming and they will want to stick around and be actively subscribed to your page so that they can see it when the content drops. The name of the game is to reward loyalty and keep fans interested in the upcoming content. Now this brings us to the last gamification idea that I have left to discuss. And it's one that I'd say maybe half creators in my sphere frequently use, although I think most often it's done without proper intention, rendering it overall less effective. But we can change that. The method that I'm talking about is community goals. When we set community-wide goals, e.g., kind of when we use this crowdfunding, feature on OnlyFans or Fansy or whatever your platform is, when achieved, the community as a whole can unlock special rewards or content for all the subscribers on the page. This is the right way to use this gamification method, in my opinion, because it strengthens community engagement and it forces your community to participate together and work towards something as a group. Any chance to foster that sense of community and collective achievement is going to be one that is weaving another thread into the fabric that makes up your audience. And the more stitches that you can sew into that, the more value and revenue you can extract out of it. Implementing these gamification strategies requires really a careful balance to ensure that the user experience isn't going to become overwhelming or alienate fans. If my start to live webcam and my experience there has taught me anything, it's that when you add too much complexity, nothing gets accomplished. So my advice with this is, although now you know all the ways you can gamify your fan site, the real point and the thing to be careful about is only choosing one or two to implement. It is also important to keep the rewards not only desirable, but achievable to maintain high levels of engagement and satisfaction. Just like at a casino, the house, being you, always wins. But without giving subscribers wins along the way, everyone just stops playing. It's proven that when people get these small wins or rewards, they're going to keep engaging. Make sure that you're offering something that's actually attainable for them. Otherwise, you're unlikely to get the results you want out of gamifying your platform anyway. You should also note that these things are going to take time to see results from. Remember that feedback loop we mentioned earlier? Well, not only will it take time to communicate effectively to fans that if they perform X new behavior, they will see X new reward, but you as a creator will also have to close that feedback loop by delivering on that reward. Not only just delivering it, but also providing social proof to your subscribers that you did provide that reward and that you demonstrated that if a fan takes the right action, you actually reward it. We do this using good old social proof, and we've talked about this on this channel in the past. But when fans take the new gamified behavior and get to reap the rewards from it, just screenshot those DMs and post them to your feed on your fan site or even across your X profile or on social media. Show your audience that it pays to play. Literally, pun intended. Now, as many of you have seen, we have begun putting out new content over on our YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed to our YouTube, please take a moment to do so at youtube.com/SWCEO and make sure that your notifications are on so that you never miss a new course from us. Our recent video called Secrets to Selecting Profitable Affiliate Offers, where I show you how to make the right choice between PPS, paper sale, and rev share offers, and maximize your returns like a pro. Whether you're aiming for just immediate commissions or seeking to build passive income streams as an adult creator, our latest video breaks down both of the strategies that you need to succeed in affiliate marketing and utilize those offers in the adult space. As always, huge thank you to everyone who is subscribed to our SWCEO Telegram bot. If you haven't already heard, SWCEO released a Telegram bot that essentially sends you daily adult content inspiration and all the captions that you need for your feed, PPV-locked messages, clip stores, etc. And these ideas are researched to be trendy and highly desirable from what your fans are currently out there seeking. All of the captions are optimized with calls to action so that you increase your earning and unlock potential with each one you use. The Telegram bot pushes your daily dose of inspiration to your phone every day around 10 a.m. Central Standard Time so that you no longer have to waste your time researching, planning, or coming up with content ideas or captions. The bot takes care of all of it. If you're not a Telegram user or you would like PDF versions of the content inspo and captions, you can now get that over on SWCEO.com/shop. We recently launched our store with PDF downloads of the same content inspo and captions that were featured in the Telegram bot. We also have additional downloads available for you there, like unlocked sales scripts, sales objection scripts, and anything else you need to close a deal with fans and PPVs. If you want to get a taste of what we offer without spending a dime, there are absolutely free PDF downloads waiting there for you as well. There's one that is 15 free solo content ideas and captions that is there, as well as a scene planner download available for free. So head over to SWCEO.com/shop after this space to claim any of those if you are interested. I do want to take this one last opportunity to remind everyone listening about SWR Data, my other company, in case you're not yet familiar. SWR Data is on a mission to survey adult creators like you, and we want to hear your feedback about the challenges you face and how the adult industry can better serve your needs. Our goal is to collect your experiences, opinions, and observations about the current state of the adult industry. We'll use this data to advocate for necessary changes and make it a better place for us, the creators. The reality is a lot of the people in power have just never been creators and do not have the lens to know what our needs are. SWR Data is that lens. However, we can't do it alone, and we genuinely need your help. So for that reason, we're inviting any creator who's willing to participate in our qualifying survey, which helps us understand your expertise as a creator. By taking the survey, you can start participating in future paid surveys. Our ultimate aim here at SWCEO is going to be having an additional income stream for you through SWR Data surveys alone. Your experience is valuable, and we think it's time you get paid for it. If you're interested in participating and getting paid for future paid surveys, comment to let us know you're interested, and we will DM you the qualifying link so that you can join us on this mission. Lastly, but most importantly, all of the information we put out here on SWCEO we do for free because we believe in this idea that the more financially successful creators are, the more resources we'll have as a community to do things like lobby Congress, impact policy, organize, and more. So if you found value in the content that you heard here today or the tweets that you've engaged with, please, please, please consider sharing this to make the journey easier for your own adult creator friends. Our only ask is that you retweet our stuff so that we together can help as many people as humanly possible. Thank you so much in advance. That brings us to the end of today's space. Huge thank you to everyone who joined in. Remember, everything here gets turned into blog posts, so if you ever want to reference what we talked about, just check out the blog on SWCEO.com. Our next Twitter space, it is super important that you attend this one because it is going to have guest speaker Mike Stabile, the Director of Public Affairs for Free Speech Coalition, on to talk about the legislation and policy that is going to impact you as a creator. One of the things that I really want to start using our platform more for is just not just business advice, but to kind of inform creators and increase our advocacy work around policy and legislation. So this Twitter space next week is going to be kind of one of the first high-value ways we attempt to do this. So you are absolutely not going to want to miss it. Thank you guys so much again for joining me today, CEO Squad, and I will see you 1 week from now. It would be absolutely incredible if you rated this podcast 5 stars and left a little review. We want to get this podcast to as many adult creators as possible, and you taking a second to leave a couple stars and a review really helps us do that. Thanks so much.